In the previous class, we have learned about the function of the kidney. Now, today we are going to see the composition of the urine. Urine is clear in color. It is known as amber color. It is due to the presence of urobilin. This is called a bile pigment that alters in the intestine. The urine consists of 96% of water, 2% of urea, uric acid, creatinine, ammonia, sodium and potassium. And the rest 2% consists of chloride, phosphate, oxalates and sulfates. Water balance and the urine output. The source of most body water, that is dietary source, means whenever we eat or drink the water, that is also contributes to our urine output. This is also the water that is taken in the diet is known as metabolic water, and it is formed by the cellular metabolism. Water is excreted as main constituents of the urine. Also in expired air, certain amount of water is excreted. During the sweat, also some amount of water is excreted. In summer season, it is more than in winter season, but it remains fairly constant. The balance between the fluid intake and the output is controlled by the kidneys. The minimum urine output means the smallest volume required to excess body waste product is 500 ml. But normally an adult can excrete the urine per day to 1000 milliliter to 1500 milliliter. And thus the negative feedback balance or mechanism is maintained. Sensory nerve cells in the hypothalamus, the osmoreceptors, also detect the changes that are taking place in the osmotic pressure of the blood. When the blood volume is increased, stretch receptor in the atria of the heart also are stimulated, and the cardiac muscle cells release the ANP, atrial natriuretic hormone. This reduces the reabsorption of sodium and water by proximal convoluted tubules and collecting ducts, meaning that more sodium and water are excreted. In turn, this lowers the blood volume and reduces the atrial stretching. Second, electrolyte balance. Changes in the concentration of the electrolytes in the body fluids may be due to the changes in the body water content as well as the electrolyte levels. Sodium and potassium balance. We have learned earlier that the sodium is the most common cations, positively charged ion, that is in extracellular, and the potassium is the most common intracellular cations. Sodium is constituents of almost all the food, and furthermore, salt is also often added to the food during the cooking. The amount of sodium is excreted in the sweat is also insignificant, means very little. This may occur when there is a pyrexia. A high environmental temperature or during the sustained physical exercise also body sweats, and because of this sweating the sodium is released or thrown out. Renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. Sodium is normal constituent of urine and its excretion is regulated by the hormone aldosterone. Aldosterone is secreted by the adrenal cortex. Cells in the afferent arteriole of the nephron release the enzyme, that is renin, in response to the sympathetic stimulation, low blood volume or by low arterial blood pressure. Renin converts the plasma protein into angiotensinogen that is produced by the liver to angiotensin 1. Later on, the angiotensin 1 is converted into angiotensin 2 by the angiotensin converting enzyme ACE, which is very potent vasoconstrictor, and then it helps for the blood pressure, means it increases the blood pressure. A and B, this hormone is also involved in the regulation of the sodium levels. And last is the calcium balance. Regulation of the calcium levels is maintained by the secretion of the parathyroid hormone and the calcitonin. pH balance. In order to maintain the normal blood pH acid-base balance, the proximal convoluted tubules secrete the hydrogen ions into the filtrate, and thus they combine with the buffers. Carbonic acid is converted into carbon dioxide, and the water and the carbon dioxide are reabsorbed, and thus maintaining the buffer capacity of the blood. Hydrogen ions are also excreted in the urine as ammonium salt and hydrogen phosphate. The normal pH of the urine varies from 4.5 to 8, depending on the diet, time of the day, and other factors that are already we have mentioned. Individuals whose diet contains a large amount of animal protein tend to produce more acidic urine than the